Yeah, what's going on YouTube? I'm back with another video. So today I want to do episode three of Living with a Purpose. I didn't do it last night because I was, busy. But today I want to do episode three with, who's in your circle. What does your circle look like? Basically, who's the people you spend the most time with? Your friends, your family, your coworkers, people who you care about, people who you work with, people who you live with, etc. What kind of circle, like, I'm not just talking about people you had to be around with, like your coworkers or your classmates. I'm talking about people who you choose to be around with, like your friends, or friend members who may not, live with you, but you hang with them. Like, I talk about that type of circle, people who you don't have to be around with 24/7. So what does your circle look like exactly? Do you hang around people who gossip? Do you hang with people who, smoke and drink? Do you hang with people who just, always have drama in their lives? Or do you hang with people who are positive, who are encouraging, who are, who are friendly, who are always optimistic, who are godly, who love just the Lord? If you hang around people who are, negative and always doing something, and always got drama in their life, you're gonna end up, becoming that. Whereas if you hang around people who are strong and positive and, you know, encouraging and ambitious, you'll become that as well. Like, you're only as great as your team. That's what P Diddy says, and I agree with that because you can't do everything on your own. Like, God designed life to be something that you can't do on your own. You know, that's why we need people in our lives to support us, to encourage us, to help us, to mentor us. That's why God gave us parents to raise us. Because if we don't have, because without people, we'll be lost. And so with that being said, what type of energy are you allowing, yourself to take in? And for the last year or so, I've been just consuming like positive content. Like whether it's motivational speaking, whether it's preaching, whether it's verses in the Bible. Because one of the things I'm planning on doing is I'm taking what I do best, spoken word poetry, and I'm going to turn into a brand of mine where I'm going to create my own brand where it's going to represent, or it's going to be a movement of a movement where it's going to change the way, people look at life, change the way people look at God, change the way people look at themselves, you know, with a purpose. And which is why I'm doing these videos, in the first place. But if I would just hang around these people who are negative, they always full of drama, they always, they have nothing going on in their life besides just negativity, then I can't be around those people. I could still love those people. I could still be around them, every now and again, but don't hang around them like all the time. You know, like when I was a kid, when I was a kid, even as a kid, I was thought like this because, when where I live at, a lot of kids, do drugs and stuff, and they start doing drugs very young, and they start, you know, having sex very young, and I don't want to be a part of that. So I just like kind of like distance myself from them. I mean, I still hung around them. I still like the kids in my neighborhood. I still like hung around them with with my brother or whatever when they would go to movies or we go out to eat. But like as far as like being around them every single day, it was for me. And that kind of led me to a path of loneliness and stuff of that nature. But it's better to be alone, you know, than be around people who are not for you. Because when you're around people who are not for you, who don't support your dreams, who don't get your dreams, who are not trying to lead you towards a better life, you will end up regretting your life. You end up being a person you said being a person that you end up regretting your life. You end up being a person that you said you'll never become. People think that, oh, I'm strong. I could hang around anybody I want to. Like I'm a strong person. That's you know when we kids we think like that. That's that immature mindset we have. Oh, I'm strong. Nobody can influence me. I can hang around. Weed heads and that I won't smoke weed. Or I can hang around. I can hang around. I can hang around. People who will curse and whatever. And I'm not gonna curse. But that stuff gets to you. You know, that stuff, influence you in a way. I mean, you may not do it right there and there, but it'll be in your spirit, it'll be in your heart, it'll be in your mind constantly. And then one day, you just get in a moment, it's like, wait a minute, why this word came out of my mouth, or why am I starting to get into all these bad habits, or why I'm starting to, eat junk food, why I'm complaining more, why I'm always negative, and it's because the people you hang around, you allow to be in your life. And when it comes to family members, that might be a little bit harder because, some of us live with those people like that. Those people who lie, who cheat, who, who do drugs. We may live with those people, but at the end of the day, we gotta understand that, we may love them, but we can't, we may live with those people, but we love them, but we not gonna do. But we can still say no. We're not gonna let that. Not gonna let you influence me. Some of us have parents like that. Where you grew up in a environment where you was taught that that was cool, that was okay, that was normal. So for those of us who have parents that are like that, the best thing you can do is, find wise counseling. Find a church, find a pastor, find people in your school who are doing something positive, and who are doing something that's related to your purpose, in life. Because if you're around negativity all day and that's all you consume, it's gonna get to you regardless. And like one of the things that, hold on, okay, I'm back. Had to wash some clothes for my mom. But so that's what I was saying about um my friend Cameron, who's a subscriber of mine on his channel, he told me that you should, that it's important to hang around godly people. When you're a Christian, when you're young, especially when you're a young Christian, but when you're a Christian in general, you should definitely hang around people who are on that same mission as you on, who trying to please, who live for God. And that's something that, and I kind of struggle with because, for a long time I felt like, nobody, because like, again, where I grew up, where I'm from, well, where I live at, I, this, going to church, yeah, a lot of people say I'm a Christian, but it's like, oh, I'm a Christian, but I still smoke weed. I still go to the club. I still, have sex out of wedlock. Like that's the mentality that, that's prevalent in my area. So I always felt like, always kind of felt lonely, and I felt kind of like isolated from a lot of people because, it was just the whole I go to church, but I'm not really into that Bible stuff, you know. So like for him saying that, it really meant it really like resonated with me because for so long, I mean, I had godly people in my life, I mean, I had my mom, I had older people who were, who were Christians who kind of like told me, you know, about the Bible here and there, but I never had like a youth group. I never had a group of young people that was like excited and on fire for Jesus. Like I never had that, up until recently. So to see that, last week when I was with my friend's church, it really like meant a whole lot to me because I was like, wow, these kids are like really about God. Yeah, they might. Yeah, of course, when you're a kid, you're gonna make a lot of mistakes, obviously, but just to seeing that really like just it really it really like warmed my heart because like you're just like wow, like this is something that this is something that I can relate to. This is something that I wanted, since I got for so long. I moved to New York thinking I was going to have it in New York, but it ended up just being, a chaotic experience. Moved back here. You put your phone in the washing machine. In the washing. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I have to keep leaving. This is one thing I don't like about live streaming is that you can't cut out the parts where you leave or had to do something, and but yeah, like so that's what I was saying about hanging around godly people. Like last year was just something. It was just a time where God just really blessed me. Like I really found like it was people who I could like that I could relate to. They were young people who were on fire for God, and it really meant a lot to me seeing that, especially here, where I live, because again, back when I was in high school, it was just, I was kind of felt ostracized because I wasn't like every other church kid. I didn't just go like it was just going like being Christian meant more than just being in church every Sunday. It meant more than just playing an instrument. It meant more than just singing the choir. It meant like actually having the word in your heart. It actually meant, just living holy, and like people didn't, and people looked at me weird. People looked at me crazy that I didn't, smoke or drink, or I didn't get with it. I didn't like, mess with old girl. Like people looked at me crazy for, not doing stuff like that. So seeing that from people my age, like, and younger, it really meant a lot to me. So like, the point I'm trying to make in this video is that, surround yourself with people who are on the same mission as you are. Like, they don't have to necessarily have the same career path or the same career path as you are, or the same profession. But like, you need to surround people who first for all, are good people. Like, they positive. They love, they love you unconditionally. You make you feel like you don't feel awkward. You don't feel like you have to compete to be around them. You don't make you feel insecure about yourself. Like, surround people who genuinely loves you. And then also surround yourself with people who are, who want the best for you, who want to correct you, who want to challenge you, who want to, who want to support you, encourage you, but also challenge you, and like who are not afraid to tell you, boy, you slipping, or who's not afraid to tell you when you're wrong. Like, surround people like that, people who will correct you when needed, but also will praise you when you're doing something right. So, those are the type of people you need to surround yourself with. People who are genuine, people who are honest, people who are, loving, people who make you feel, comfortable talking to. Like those type of friends you need to be around, you need to have in your life. And with family members, if you have family members that like that, then that's great, that's awesome. But a lot of times, a lot of times our family, because family is like a whole group of people, with different personalities. You can't necessarily trust people just because they're part of your family. And we all have those family members who we know not to, tell everything to, or not to trust with money. We all have those type of family members. But what I'm trying to say in this video is that surround yourself, with people who are for you, and not who are for you, not just support you, not just say, yeah, I'm there for you, but who will support you, who will see you win, who won't hold you back, who will encourage you, who will take care of your needs when they can. Like, those are the type of people you need to surround yourself with.